Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to respond to this because, again, this is a situation where no soundbite or two-sentence response in a media clipping from me can accurately explain what happened and why it happened. I want to be clear that MGM Springfield made their surprise announcement to me and the other members of the council on Monday morning. Our next council meeting was scheduled to take place the following Tuesday, so 8 days from that day. My deadline to submit matters for that agenda was Wednesday evening. So I had basically a 48-hour period to consider how to react to this change, this substantial change, which I was very concerned about, in a 48-hour window. This is what happens when there's a miscommunication and a lapse in transparency between the executive and the legislative branch. So in that time, I immediately began to consider what types of things the council ought to deliberate on. The first was obviously to get a briefing from MGM. The second was an issue that had been percolating for several months, which was not directly related to this change, but which was important for us to address while we had MGM in the room. And that was the Jersey barrier issue and the impact it was having on our small businesses. And the final issue that I put on that agenda at the outset was a non-binding referendum petition. The reason for this is that that Tuesday was the 35th day before our November election. And under Mass General Law, the City Council only has the ability to put a non-binding referendum on a municipal ballot, and as long as it comes 35 days before the day of the election. There was not going to be another municipal ballot for 2 years. So I was pretty much in a situation where I found myself rushing to get a matter on the agenda within 48 hours, or losing the opportunity to even discuss that option for a period of 2 years, 24 months. And that prospect was very concerning to me. So I reached out to the Secretary of State's office and spoke to their general counsel, who informed me that if we did have that meeting on Tuesday night, a petition could be submitted to the mayor for signature and then to the election commissioner to be put on the ballot, so long as it was done by 11:59 p.m. That general counsel also made it clear to me that that petition did not need to be heard by the election commissioner if it was after their ordinary business hours. So I drafted the petition, put it on the agenda, made a phone call to the election commissioner. After a couple of calls back and forth, we were able to get in touch. She informed me that she was not willing to hear it after 4:30 p.m., which is when her office closed. I respected that decision. I removed the petition from the agenda, and we moved forward. But I would just say that, that was a dialogue that I wanted to have with the council to evaluate whether or not that was an appropriate thing to do. And to even be able to have that discussion, I needed to act very quickly. And that's what I did. Well, here's the reason why I sought to have the discussion in the first place. This casino was permitted through a 4-tier process. Tier 1, secure the approval of the mayor. Tier 2, secure the approval of the city council. Tier 3, secure the approval through municipal referendum of the voters. And Tier 4, secure a Massachusetts Gaming Commission Class A license. The first time they went through this process, all 4 approvals were required. Now that they have made a substantial change to the project, one which eliminates the wow factor, in my opinion, which was commonly referred to at the time, they have changed the nature and character of the proposal that was the proposal that the voters voted on. So the reason that I thought it was appropriate for us to deliberate on that was that this amendment that was being proposed is seeking to skip that 3rd step.